and push it off onto a remote site and then say fire it off. And so you can also do things like open that up and say modify function returns for example, one of the things that we played with was hooking all of like your send and receive types of functions so that you can sort of get a application-specific network sniffer. Right? So network sniffers are another thing that don't work as limited users because you have to have the ability to shim the network card, basically, and so it requires real low-level access, requires system-level access. Doing this kind of thing, you can hook those functions and then just redirect it down to your code block that does whatever you want and then redirects back to the original function. So you can say, go ahead and just grab this buffer that you were going to send or this buffer that you just received, and I want you to write that to a file, and I'll pick it up later. I want you to go ahead and ferret it back over an HTTP request or whatever you want.
It's basically like remote hit tracing.
Yeah, but just using...
But you can do it remotely through Interpreter.
Yeah, using Railgun and the Win32 API to do that remotely. Yep. So it's not trivial. I mean, we played with it. We'll have code for it, at some point. Didn't have it in time to get it up here, but it works. Yeah. So
it'll be checked into the tree.
Yeah, yeah. This should I'll check all this in later this week, most likely, as soon as we get a couple of the other just cleanup stuff, getting some options exposed, things like that.
Should all be in the dev trunk of Metasploit soon. So, anybody else have any questions? All right. Thanks, guys.
Oh yeah.
So.
Are there any other ways of getting hash passwords other than the registry tree?
Yeah, you can do a few things. Things like MBNS spoofing, for instance. You can spoof MBNS replies back to the local host for things that it may request that aren't necessarily directly in DNS.
It's ways to fool the OS into thinking that a remote site is trusted when it's not. So you can either do that through registry entries and saying this site is trusted because I'm explicitly telling you it is, like I'm dropping it in the trusted sites or internet zone, or you can do network layer tricks of so. The MBNS stuff was one we were running down as a backup when we weren't able to get the registry stuff working.
Yeah, we have some code for that. A friend of ours, a guy named Red Sand, wrote some code for that, so that we have some of that. Also, we want to thank a couple people that helped us with the talk. Red Sand helped, Stephen Morris, a couple other people, Patrick HVE for doing Railgun because it's awesome. That's about it.
Yeah.
Thanks, guys. Say what?